This season's going to be just a test on how each team deals with their situation. You know, New Zealand's leaving their homes for months at a time. States are closing to other states.
Where you're going to play, don't know what's going to happen the next week from the next month. It's kind of crazy, but you just got to stay focused and keep your mind on the prize, and that's just day by day.
This season we won for adapting. I think there's a lot of uncertainty surrounding where we'll be playing and stuff like that and how it's going to take form, but I think the group who can adapt to the situation best and be most flexible will probably have the greatest success.
I'm excited about how the teams will embrace the challenges, different environment, playing with fans, playing without fans, playing away from home for an extended period of time, and how teams adapt both strategically but also psychologically will go a long way to determining who becomes the eventual champion.
There's every chance that this season's going to be a nightmare, but there's also every chance that it's going to be absolutely huge.
It's going to be a season of challenges, I think. You know, we're going to know that we're going to be on the road for a stretch. It's going to be a battle of attrition, mental and physical.
There's going to be things that we haven't seen in a long time, I think. There's going to be people who are going to come out of the woodwork, and there's going to be people who are going to surprise a lot of people and show a lot of people that they mean business.
I think this season's going to be absolutely crazy. What we've been through over the last few months and heading into it, don't know what to expect, but survival, I think, is the first word that comes to mind.
It's the catch cry of the season. Expect the unexpected, but everyone's committed to the cause.
Really a test every day of how you adapt to your life and things that are bigger than basketball when so many people are in survival mode right now.
Huge news for the NBL today. Jock Landale returning to play for Melbourne United in the 2021 season.
Due to the COVID-19 situation worsening in Europe, Jock Landale is returning to Australia, leaving the EuroLeague after 3 years to play for Melbourne United in the NBL.
Jock Landale, international superstar, but he's Australian. Happy to be home.
He could, by the end of the season, prove to be one of the best pickups of the off-season.
And knowing that this is a legitimate pathway to get to the NBA.
I think there's still a lot of people who probably have doubts about me as a player and my skill set and don't know if I'm actually an NBA player or as high-level player as some people make me out to be. So one of my big plans is to put all those doubts to bed.
You tell him there's a brick wall there, and he will go through it. Jock's talent base is easily NBA quality. He can play NBA with his eyes closed, not a problem.
You know, the NBA, the right team for him, it's right there. You know, he's highly intelligent basketball player.
I think we're very, very lucky to have him here, and bluntly, I don't know how long he will be here. You know, he's a world-class big man.
Jock comes back from Europe. These are big names and huge signings. I'm glad he's here. Hopefully he stays because he's good for the league and he's good for basketball.
Jock Landale had an outstanding season in the EuroLeague. He's shown he can perform on the highest stage in Europe and at the collegiate level. Now he gets the chance to do that here in Australia in the NBL in his home city.
Home is very close to my heart. Australia is very close to my heart, and being able to come back here to play for a season and like interact with friends and family a lot more than I ever have is, you can't really ever show how grateful for it you are.
It's the space. It's been huge for his mental health. Getting out of the rat race and...
Connection with the family and the farm.
Connection with family and the universe, basically.
Because he's been away for 6 or 7 years.
This is where I lived for my first 2.5, 3 months of being home from Lithuania when COVID really started teeing off, and having that opportunity to kind of come back to Australia in such a crazy environment, unprecedented times, you just got no idea when it's going to be safe out there, and this is where I want to be. Like, it's one of my favourite spots in the world, and this is home.
I
really want to say the undefeated thing, man. I really want to say it.
You can say it as a goal. Whether you say it, you think it's like 100% going to happen, that's a different story.
Yeah, and I think that the final kind of thing floating around my mind especially is I do believe that we should go undefeated this season, and I think that it's a really achievable goal.
He actually texted me and was like, yo, I just did an interview. I think I said we're going to go undefeated. And without profanities, I think I just wrote back, shake my head or something like that.
Well, my reaction to anyone that talks on our team is that whenever you got to back it up. And so, there was certainly that thought through my mind. It's like, wow, this has never been done in our league before. That's a tough one to go and try and back up.
I mean, Melbourne United in particular, I think, have just given him... I mean, he speaks his mind, which you can't do in EuroLeague. He wants the best for the team and the individuals in the team.
You know, if you know Jock, he's like that, and he likes that challenge. He's a really competitive guy. So for him to put it out there, I enjoyed it. I think it was good for our group for him to be able to be like, this isn't about him going out there, obviously as a boomer coming from Europe, like, yeah, I'm going to come in and dominate. It's like, no, it's about us. We have a team that can go undefeated.
If you know the creature, he's not arrogant. He's confident. He's grounded. There's a very gentle, caring side to Jock that not many people know about.
I said it's more about the person that you're turning into that I'm proudest of. So he's a good bloke. Be nice if he did some work on the farm, though.
You need to teach him to drive a tractor. Give it to me. We can
You always do.
We can go in the water.
No, you're pretty strong.
Oh, your core's terrible. You actually need to do some work on your strength and conditioning.
How much more bloody advice you want to give on my profession?
Heaps. Fat. He was fat.
I'll never forget we went over for the recruiting trip to St Mary's. And I was speaking to Coach B.
Little did we know. So they're running me through that individual workout, or it's just us and the coaches, and Marty's like, righto, start at the top, pass me the ball, set a screen, roll it, so I'd come into the screen. Just rooted by the end of it. And then they recruited me. They said, well, we want you to come. And I said, righto, let's go. Shocked.
No offence to our league, but Jock's played against some of the best big men in the world, some of the best competition in the world. At times, he's got a much older head on his shoulders, basketball-wise, so he's smart. He knows how he can affect games, and yeah, as I said, I don't want to pump him up too much, but I'm pretty glad we got him.
Our coaching staff, we look at, the absolute elite Victorians first when we're recruiting, and Mason Peatley and Jack White and Jock Landale, all Victorian kids that have come back from Europe in college and join our group this year. There's something special about bringing a Victorian kid home to play in front of a Melbourne crowd.
I think that we've signed so many good players, and there's so many sharp-minded basketball players, high IQ players. The thought is championship or bust in our mind. I think that we all feel as though if we didn't do that, we wouldn't be doing ourselves a favour. So for me personally, it's championship, and that's all I'm thinking about.
Hello and welcome to the opening night of Hungry Jack's NBL 21 in front of the allowed full house. Yep, fans are back. Great to have basketball back.
I'm in love with the power.
Jock Landale.
I'm in love with the power.
Makes a statement of his own there.
I'm in love with the power.
Opening night has been a statement night.
I'm in love with the power.
Cairns need a 3 to win it or a 2 to tie it. Machado! No! Melbourne United hold strong.
Charge. This is McCarron. Throws it up for Landale. 3-0 to start their NBL 21 campaign.
I think that putting that target on our back, it was always going to be there, irrespective of what I said. So, it's credit to the guys for sticking together.
Nice cut by Golding, and up he goes. They might need to do something about Landale.
He is taking them to school.
Cotton has Mooney underneath, blocked. Now Golding, one end to the other. Melbourne at their absolute optimum. And they record a big win on the road. Melbourne remain undefeated. 6-0 on the season. Their second best start in franchise history.
Watching how Melbourne United and Jock Landale form that relationship is going to be really special. But what I'm really excited about is to have Brian Goorjian, one of the all-time greatest coaches this country has ever seen, back in our league coaching Illawarra. That's going to be fun.
6-time NBL Championship coach and 6-time Coach of the Year, Brian Goorjian is officially back in the NBL. He'll take charge of the newly owned Illawarra Hawks.
Taking over the Illawarra Hawks, who finished last season, and trying to continue that incredible record into the playoffs, or perhaps even another championship. Not many people think that even he can do that.
Goorjian has coached 735 NBL games for 514 wins, a strike rate of 70%.
He's the only person to win 6 NBL championships as head coach.
20 consecutive seasons the teams he's coached has made it through to the playoffs. That's a level of excellence that I don't think we've seen in this competition.
From a guy I respect so much, it's kind of cool to, after all those years in China, that he's back here. And I'm really happy for him because I know how much he loves Australia.
He has a level of experience that's unmatched in this league.
Parkinson, the last shot of the game, the three, it's there! What a way to finish for the Southeast Melbourne Magic.
I want to say how great it will be to play against a great coach, Brian Goorjian, but I just said, oh, there's another great coach. It's going to be another good team.
Hear the name Brian Goorjian, just think of a winner. You know, someone who's done it at the highest level, never been around someone so intense and just loves basketball that much.
The best coach to have coached here ever.
I think he's a manager of people before he is a manager, you know, of basketball tactics.
Outstanding coaching job to keep the troops all positive and very much focused.
It was 34-17 in the final term.
I'm sure every year teams put a call in, Gorge, what are you doing? You want to come back? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing?
For us, it's awesome. You know, I've known Brian for 13 years. He's been one of my closest friends from our previous experience in the NBL. So to be doing this with Brian again is something that I'm proud of and something we're both very excited about.
This year, he's also got the incredible honour and responsibility to hopefully guiding Australia to a medal in this year's Olympic Games in Tokyo.
The Sydney Kings have become Australian sporting royalty.
So do you want to just, is this just a story? Like, we'll just chat and you'll, yeah. Great, great. And when we're talking, I can pull a Coke and have it, I can relax. And you can cut shit out if we, yeah. Chinese New Year is something special there. It's like, 10 days, the whole city, and everybody goes, the whole city stops, the whole country stops, and everybody goes home. So I get up the next morning, start getting some messages from Australia, you know, hey, are you okay? Is there's something going on, you know? And then my wife calls and say, hey, this thing's serious. There's a virus going on. And I'm like, I don't care. You know, I'm gonna stay in my hotel room. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not doing anything. No, it's serious. Next morning, British Airways isn't flying in. Then I'm start going on the TV and it's all in Chinese and I can see what's going on in Wuhan. You know, like, then I get a phone call. Coach, people sick. You need to go home. You need to go home. So this is Thursday, we put our hands in. On Tuesday, I'm back in Australia.
Hello and welcome, and that includes coaching great Brian Goorjian, his first game back in the NBL in 11 years. Tonight, the Brisbane Bullets host Goorjian's Illawarra Hawks. This is one not to miss.
I'm excited, a lot of emotion going through me. I think sometimes about the past, walking in tonight, there's all those great things that you realize they can't take away from you, and then you're thinking about pursuit. You know, we got an opportunity now, a new opportunity, and I'm really excited about that. So I'm just nothing but positive thrown through the blood.
Everybody in, everybody in. All you got to worry about is doing the things that you can control. Everything else will happen. Just keep playing hard. Huddle up, talk, energy. I had that scratch. I want to do this. If I can't stand on that floor and rebound balls and move around and bring it and study it and work it and be on the video all night, don't do it.
And the GOAT is back, the greatest NBL coach of all time. Brian Goorjian back as the coach of the Hawks, who face the Bullets today. So big is a thought, and for the alley-oop, brings the house down.
Stay in, Pros! Stay in! Been around the block. You know, the NBA, the Euro League, and this. Not only from the playing side of it and the players, but the coaches really being challenged.
Time out! Time out!
You got to have your counter to this, counter to that, and those things take time.
You got to bring something defensively. No way they pull through. They're getting layups. Come on now.
Coach is smart. He knows he's going to face challenges. We're all going to face challenges during the year, but he always knows what to say and when to say it.
We talked about hustle play. Hustle play. Right now. Here we go.
And the Aussies, just in general, after being physical and tough, you know, it's nice to be in that again.
Jessup! Justinian Jessup. Tyler Harvey pops it up. That hurts big time. George is back.
Good win, fellas. Good win. Good win.
90-84. Some great evidence to take away from game one. Well done, Coach.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Wow. I am getting old.
It's going to be a little bit different today.
I really enjoyed being on the sideline tonight after 11 years and got the blood flowing, like I said, and a lot of energy. I just really had a good time, and I know the team did, and we're excited for the next one.
One of the highlights over the last few seasons has been the introduction of the Next Stars concept.
Next Stars is designed to be a pathway for young kids aspiring to make it to the NBA. It's as simple as that, and the results have shown that our form stands up. Everyone who's gone to the NBA has shown that they're ready.
RJ and Mello. Hampton goes to the cup. And then RJ Hampton. 10 seconds to work with. They need a three ball. LaMelo.
Fantastic last season with LaMelo Ball and the #3 pick in the draft, and RJ Hampton getting drafted. And even prior to that, Brian Bowen, who I coached, was a pathway for him to be signed by the Indiana Pacers.
This season, we've got 4 Next Stars in the competition. Didi Luzzada, Justinian Jessup, Josh Giddey, and Mojave King.
Mojave King has got me out my seat.
Mojave King, young Australian, incredible athlete, and NBA clubs are expecting big things from him this year.
He spent some time at the Centre of Excellence, and he's shown a lot of interest from NBA scouts.
Didi Luzzada, some Brazilian magic. Oh my goodness.
Didi's an interesting one, returning to the league for his second year after being drafted by the New Orleans Pelicans. I reckon there's every chance the Pelicans call him up halfway through the season.
Justinian Jessup on cue.
Justinian Jessup, already drafted by the Golden State Warriors. He's here to show us what he can do with that cannon of his. He can shoot it from anywhere, and we know he's going to be a big impact down the offensive end of the floor for the Hawks.
So now Giddey in the open court, takes on all
Hey! And finally, Josh Giddey, son of an NBL legend. He's grown up around the NBL and has it coursing through his veins. Head coaches from all of our clubs have kept their eyes on him since he was a kid.
6'8" point guard, elite passer, finishes at the rim. He's a star of the future, not just in the NBL, but in the NBA.
Yeah, it's been a while since basketball are pushing the cricketers and the footballers off the back pages, but he is the biggest sporting thing in town right now, Josh Giddey.
Are you forcing him right? He wants to come back to the left.
Mum, Kim Giddey, Dad, Warwick Giddey, sister Neve, sister Ella, and then the older sister Hannah, who's at college right now.
We'd always be hooping out in the backyard. We had a little basketball court, so we were always fighting about something, and Mum and Dad would always be telling one of us off. Yes, 100% he's Mum's favourite. He says he's not, but
That's great. Hannah's really enjoying it. She's in Oklahoma on a basketball scholarship.
Handy if he went to OKC.
Yeah, it'd be great. That would be the perfect scenario.
The ironic thing is that he's actually eligible for the NBA draft before he's eligible for college.
Hi, my name's Josh and I'm just about to put down.
Mum was a really good shooter. Really good shooter. She still is.
Well, I reckon Josh got all the talent from his mum. Because I was...
The offensive talent.
Offensive talent. Maybe his IQ from his dad, but yeah, no, I was similar. I was very just up and down and loved the game and could shoot it, take it in, yeah.
She played with the Tigers in the WNBL. Very good player, very good shooter, so a completely different player to Dad.
The Magic maintain possession there as George goes to Drimmick. Pass Copeland. What a block from Warwick Giddey. Gaze. Clever pass to Giddey underneath, and the Tigers.
Warwick Giddey is one of the toughest players the NBL has ever seen and one of the toughest players I've ever played with.
He retired the year I was born, so I never actually got to watch him play in person, but I've seen a lot of videos. He was kind of a gritty, do all the 1%, little thing guys. I mean, he played with, guys like Andrew Gaze, Mark Brackey, all those superstars, so he was kind of that glue guy for the team, and that's what he made a career out of.
Screen from Warwick Giddey, who has already broken Sam McKinnon's nose tonight.
Tried to be tough on the court, diving on the loose ball, setting the screens, the hustle plays, the little 1%ers, but unfortunately I couldn't shoot the three, so I had to dive on the ball and to be useful.
And the Tigers, for the first time in history, have won the NBL titles.
That was pretty special because we've built up to it over a number of years since 1989. I was just rapt to be surrounding myself with superstars and do those little role things, so that's probably one of the things that makes me the proudest.
To accept their championship rings, I call forward Warwick Giddey.
There we go. So I've lowered it. I've lowered it so you could look like you're dunking on me.
I don't know. I've never seen him score.
Boom.
So I don't know what his signature move is.
This was my signature move. Come here. Take him.
Just layups.
At the peak of their powers, these two, was it guarding him?
What happens?
What happens?
Oh, I think we know what's going to happen.
What's going to happen?
I think Josh would take Was and score on him.
I agree.
Or it's going to be a block and foul and one, or I'm going to make him dish it.
I'd give him a bucket straight away. It wouldn't even be close.
He wishes. I'd get a runaway and do that on him.
Too easy. Shut stand up. When I was younger, he was kind of the big name around Melbourne Tigers basketball, and he was coaching me right from 12 to 18. So, I mean, right from 12, everyone was like, oh, Was was coaching Josh. And for him to transfer his knowledge and wisdom of the game onto me is, I think, had a big impact on where I'm at today.
Can him all day like that. He can't guard me. Can you guard this?
The writing was on the wall on what Josh Giddey could deliver because we saw what he did in the junior level in the under-20 national championships playing for Victoria. Grand final, 90 points all. Who do they go to?
The first shot I took was probably a bad shot. I took a tough step back three that bounced off the back of the ring, and I saw it come straight back to me, and my guy didn't box me out, and I ran straight in, caught it at the elbow.
It was the last game of the tournament. Everyone was watching and it was exciting. It was loud, it was fun.
This was my first Australian tournament. I played for the under-17 team at the Oceania Championships in New Caledonia, and that was the first time I ever represented my country, and we won the gold medal. You know, I was good. I was probably the top tier, but I wasn't a standout that you would say, oh, this kid's going to be, in 5 years' time, going to be an NBL player, a Europe or NBA player. But I think the big thing for me was the under-18 Vic Metro, the Australian Championships. That's kind of where I made a name for myself. We won the gold medal. I think that was kind of the point where I realised, you know, I wanted to make something out of basketball, and that's what I can do for a living. And it's worked so far, so, you know, hopefully I can keep it going.
And here he is, Josh Giddey.
Here's what a lot of people have been waiting to see.
He's quick, he's clever, he's headed to the NBA at some stage.
I had seen Josh the year before at the Chicago camp, and he was this skinny, gangly kid, and he and I had a good laugh initially when I started chatting with him over the phone. He walked into the office once he finally got out of quarantine here and was able to get into Adelaide, and it was a complete shock to me. It was almost a grown man. You know, he had put on serious size and strength.
He's a bit of a gym rat, so he kind of lives in the gym working on his game a lot, so that's a good sign.
I sent him a message and I say, I'm really nervous, you know, how are you feeling? He goes, I'm fine. We would just say, go and get some popcorn, relax and enjoy the show.
Hands it up. There it is.
And there's
Jock
the
Giddey highlight, the first one of many. All net from the kid.
Giddey, the kid, right?
Giddey takes it to the hole. There it is.
Thank you!
For all the attention and the hype he's getting, he's handled that very well. Being 18 and the lead point guard on a NBL team is no small feat, and he's taking everything in strides.
Giddey, who owes them one, gives them one.
I was an 18-year-old kid to come and run the show of a professional team in Australia, especially with how the league is now. It's no joke.
Hard attempt at the steal. Giddey scrambling. Good hustle. Alley-oop. No, rejected from Giddey.
Great block by the young fella.
Pocket pick by Giddey. Brilliant.
And he's only going to get better.
Strawberries and cream. Giddey and Humphreys.
I was playing in Kentucky when I was 18. I know what it's like to have so much pressure and the weight of the world on your shoulders at 18 years old. I think the way he's handling his whole situation is great.
I'm not too well versed in the NBA world, but you know, everyone's telling me that he's going to do good things, and I believe them.
So he's already had an impact.
The hype definitely is real.
It is ridiculous what the Perth Wildcats have done. 34 consecutive years of making the playoffs, 10 championships along the way. There are 3 certainties in life: death, taxes, and the Perth Wildcats making the playoffs.
David Close is out there. Ricky Grace puts up a 3 and he makes it.
They're pretty much the San Antonio Spurs of the NBL. They've always got things set in the culture and set in stone. That's why they've made playoffs 34 years in a row.
And for the first time, it's
When you really think about it, how hard it is, 34 years in a row, that's quite impressive.
I think the first 32 years I called it luck, but you know, now 34, you got to give them some respect.
No one in sport has been able to, you know, do what the Perth Wildcats do and, you know, continue that final streak and continue to put himself in positions to win championships.
The Wildcats have won their 3rd championship in the NBL.
When you hear NBL or Australian basketball, you think Perth. It's the first name that comes up when you're outside of this country.
To see an organisation like Perth continue to do that and put Australian basketball on a map essentially in that way, you know, it's great for all of us.
I mean, I started there when I was Bevo, and you won championships with Bevo, you know, and then you won championships with Trev, and the reality is whoever coaches them next, they're going to win championships, whoever the next coach is. But the one thing they do well is they recruit the right people.
Cotton leads all scorers. Trying to build on his 20, he goes to 22. Australia, 3 triples. It's Cotton, all right.
Playing for a club with a history like that, you really feel like you're playing for something bigger than yourself, and it's impossible for you to ever be complacent.
There was one year where we were sitting in 6th. We ended up dropping to the bottom of the ladder. And for the first time, you know, we were really hearing about the streak and it's going to come to an end. This is the worst Wildcats team of all time. I was a captain at the time. I was very well aware of the streak. I did not want to be a part of the playing group where that streak came to an end.
10 weeks ago, they were bottom of the NBL ladder. Today, they are NBL champions.
It's an incredible streak, and it is a pressure that is real. I know from speaking to current and former players, and certainly the former players, they pass that pressure on to the current crop, whoever the current crop might be.
When Jesse got named captain this year, I was like, congrats, mate, over the moon for you. Good luck, do not let the streak end. So it's a lot easier for me now that I'm away from the club to put a bit of pressure on it to continue.
You know, I say it's positive and negative. I think it is. You know, there's an expectation when you come to Perth that you play and you're going to win.
In the pre-season, someone asked me about, you know, do you count Perth out? And yeah, I think you're a fool to ever do that. They find a way and they just grind and get it done.
The Perth Wildcats started the season a little shaky. They were 2-3 in their first 5 games, and now they are taking on Melbourne United, who most people considered the favourites this season.
Good afternoon and welcome to game number 2 on day number 1 of the NBL Cup. Melbourne United taking on the Perth Wildcats. Melbourne United undefeated in the season so far. They are 6 from 6 and looking to protect their undefeated run to start NBL 21. Melbourne United in the all-black uniforms. They go straight to Landale on the low block. He's doubled up. McCarron has Hobson, who fumbles the basketball, gives Cotton an early opportunity.
Bryce tees one off. It's something about John Cain Arena. Those rims, Bryce Cotton loves shooting there.
Travel! Travel! Hobson. It's off time.
Mate, we're not playing street ball. That's a carry. Carry, mate.
Cotton at the other end for Norton. Great find. Barlow swings to Landale. They lead by 4. Perth need a timeout.
We're settling for easy stuff. Don't settle for what they're giving you. Either get on the rack, make a pass, and create your teammate a play. Come on, we work too hard down here. Strong, strong, strong. You got very strong.
Daniel with the job guarding Cotton. Got away from him and pulled the trigger. That's long. Sherville high on the glass. You need to tie it up or take the lead off this possession. Shot clock at 7. Great find from Hobson. The finish from Landale. Melbourne to the line to take the lead. United 79, Perth 78. Cotton. Huge. Barlow had Landale. He judged the pass perfectly. Melbourne by 1. Cotton for 3. Yes! Goodness. He just keeps delivering late in games. And Melbourne dropped their first game of the NBL Cup. Their arch nemesis bring them down. That is a whopper for the Wildcats.
Massive win. What was the key tonight in your eyes?
No, it was Wildcats just playing hard and the grit that we showed out there. You know, we really came in on focused. I think we made some good plays, some hustle points, some soft turnovers, but the level of play was great.
My last question for you, Jock. After this loss, you specifically wanted to come out and have the chat?
Yeah, I mean, I took this on myself tonight because I knew that you guys were going to throw questions at me about not going undefeated this season. So, you know, I made that comment, and I'm happy to wear that on my chin because I'm a winner, and all I do is worry about winning. And you know, if we lose a game, I feel like part of that's on me. But you know, this is no one's fault in this locker room. We all played together tonight, and we played team basketball. And yeah, for me, it's, you know, I felt responsible to be here, given what was said.
When you think of the Perth Wildcats and the success they've had over the last few years, there's one player that stands out, and that is Bryce Cotton. Bryce Cotton has been the best player in the NBL the past 3 years.
the conversation around the greatest import settles on two. There's Ricky Grace and there's Bryce Cotton.
Cotton is the best I've seen, closely followed by Crawford and Grace, very hard to separate. When they've got those guys, you can build a nucleus around one or two of them, and that's what they've done.
Bryce is just a once-in-a-generation type of player, and the success he's had on court is just phenomenal.
He's blown past three defenders.
Three-time MVP, you know, three-time champion. People say it's his league.
Every kid just wants to be like him. Drive through the lane, hit that game-winning shot.
Cotton for three. Yes!
It's been 40-point games.
Cotton's huge.
His assist numbers have been through the roof.
Cotton at the other end for Norton. Great find.
When he's in that moment, you can see that he slows down. I feel like anybody that gets into that moment slows the whole game within the game.
I mean, you kind of find yourself watching and seeing what he can do. He can take over a basketball game very quickly.
Bryce Cotton on cue. He's extraordinary, Bryce Cotton. The highest of quality that we've seen in this league.
The impact he's had on this club since his arrival has been significant, and we're very fortunate and lucky to have him lead us right now on our journey for another finals campaign.
You know, it's a credit to him that he's found a home in Australia and that he wants to be in our league for a long time and still the best player in our league.
Basketball has always been an escape for me in a lot of ways. I'm a very quiet, laid-back person off the floor, but a lot of times, like, I've been told, like, oh, you're a completely different person on the floor. In some senses, it's true, because I get to let out everything that, you know, I bottle in or have bottled in. So basketball means more to me than just a sport. When I was young, I developed a rare form of epilepsy. Starting in 4th grade, I was 9 years old, and the doctors didn't know what it was at the time. They had told my mom to plan for the funeral because I wouldn't make it past 6th grade, which would have meant I would have died at 11. Knowing, you know, you beat the odds that doctors gave you and to still be breathing, and I'm 28 years old now, and to think, you know, they said my life should have been done 17 years ago, and I look at what I've done in those bonus 17 years, and it's just taught me to never take life for granted, and anytime you have an opportunity to do something that means something to you, go for it. If you succeed, perfect. If you don't, it doesn't matter. You went for it, and at the end of the day, that's how I look at life, never taking anything for granted, and when I see that number 11, it just reminds me that you're still breathing, so there's still work to do, and, you know, I still got dreams to chase. I guess off topic, like to pressure situations with basketball, like I learned at an early age how to control my emotions, because in my mind, you know, some of them episodes just, they felt like it might be life or death, and, you know, once you go through those episodes and you can't breathe, hoping to be able to get just a little bit of air, and once it ends and you can kind of breathe again, and you're just so happy to be alive, and you know, that's where I think my fighting spirit started.
1.7 seconds.
A lot of time.
To send it to overtime. Jacks up the three.
I mean, it's one of two results are gonna happen. You're gonna make it or you're gonna miss, but I guess crunch time situations like that, it's a shot you have to take, so yeah, I don't really think there's pressure involved in that.
Are you kidding me, Jack?
There's only one.
No, he's a freak.
He's on another level.
I always believed somehow, some way, like God would make a way for me to keep going and keep my dream alive. And, you know, when your life is over, it's over. So I'm trying to make the most memories I possibly can.
2020 NBL Grand Final Series presented by MG is underway. And the Perth Wildcats working to the right of your screen control the tip. And Plumlee and Bogut last matched up in the NBA. Here's Cotton. He's done it again. What a start.
Bryce Cotton seems to save his best basketball for the Sydney Kings. The Sydney Kings-Perth Wildcats rivalry is one of the juiciest in the competition, further highlighted and enhanced by the controversial grand final finish of last season.
Casper Ware for the win. Off the mark, can't convert, and the Perth Wildcats have taken game one here before now.
Best of 5 game final series. Perth, Sydney go in. Sydney winning the minor premiership, finishing the season on top of the ladder. Perth on a real charge coming into the finals.
But we are headed to Sydney for Game 3 Sunday, all square, 1 each.
Sydney have the home court advantage, meaning they get 3 home games during what should be a best of 5 final series. But of course, as COVID comes to Australia, the series is called short after the 3rd game.
Their highest score of the season for the Perth Wildcats, 111. The Wildcats take a 2-1 lead to Game 4 of this best of 5 series.
The 2020 NBL finals are in dire straits as the COVID-19 pandemic puts a halt midway through the grand final series.
We're very saddened by the state of the world, by the state of what's happening in our beautiful country, and this decision affects a lot of lives.
The Sydney Kings have announced that they will not travel to Perth for Game 4 of the Grand Final Series due to travel concerns.
The NBL is expected to announce what this means for the championship today.
Without a doubt, we don't lose perspective where that sits in the order of importance in people's lives and how everyone is being affected by this incredible virus that's spreading around the world.
Obviously, it's hugely disappointing for any professional athlete to have to make a decision that we made. But to me, what's more disappointing is the way the NBL's handled this.
Ultimately, the championship was decided in accordance with the rules. There are rules in place that decide what happens when games are cancelled.
In this instance, Games 4 and 5 were cancelled by the league due to unforeseen circumstances pursuant to Rule 34 of the NBL Operations Manual. Consequently, the champions of the Hungry Jacks 2019-20 NBL season are the Perth Wildcats.
Defending champs, if you want to say. You know, when it comes up again, like now, it kind of irks me a little bit, like, got to say that.
Yeah, I mean, it was a tough way to end the season for sure, but try to remind myself there's not much I can do about it now. Keep your eyes on the road ahead and give ourselves the best opportunity to be in that spot again.
If you're the Sydney Kings, you are fuming. Best of 5, we don't get to finish that series. If you're the Perth Wildcats, you're saying, hey, we've won 2 out of the 3. We deserve this.
Obviously, we feel that the right decision was made based on the rules that were in place by the league. And there was a lot of subjective opinion, but based on the actual rules, we were deserved winners.
That COVID-affected final series has added a huge amount of intensity to the rivalry between the two clubs.
It's a competitive nature we have, and I think it goes from the clubs, from the players, and from the front office. We always want to be that top dog, and it's going to be a fight for it no matter what. So just going out there, we know what's on the line when you go out there and play them guys, you know. Oh, we're better than you? Okay, no, we're going to show you this. So it's always going to be a fight, and the best team wins sometimes.
Not the way we would have liked to see it play out, but if nothing else, it's made everyone a little hungrier, and there's even less love between the two clubs.
Hello and welcome to John Cain Arena in the heart of Melbourne's sporting precinct for what shapes as the best matchup of the NBL season so far. The grand final rematch between the Perth Wildcats and the Sydney Kings, the best of the best. That'll be a brilliant battle.
Now guys, a couple of things on this. We've got to have the highest work rate out there. Whoever's got the highest work rate's going to win. We put some good stuff in it last game. We can't put shit in it tonight, okay? Good stuff again. Trust your values, trust what we're doing, trust each other's gonna work their ass off, and let's celebrate after the game.
Bryce Cotton,
the reigning MVP. As always, against any team, but especially against the Kings, he's gonna be a handful tonight.
Didi Lazada, already drafted into the NBA, pick 35. 2019 NBA draft here for his second season as an NBL All-Star. Underway. Bryce Cotton being tested by Casper Ware. Showing no respect there. Casper from the top. Pull up 2.
He is hot, Casper Ware.
He's feeling good.
Lazada from outside. He nails it all net. And if he gets hot, look out. Up fake, back out. Lazada for 3. 2 in a row. Didi, Lazada. Early, hit it, hit it. Cotton high off the glass, straight back at you. Lazada has landed 3 in a row from outside the arc now.
Time out.
He'll be back at New Orleans before we know it in this kind of form.
We switched that Lazada coming off Casper. Lazada comes out there and straight on the line. We got to deny that. If we're going to switch it, we're denying it. Don't let him catch the ball.
Bryce Cotton for 2. Always looked good from the moment he let him fly. From way outside, Cotton. They are up and about, the Wildcats. Down by as much as 10. Now up by 4. Cotton gets away from Casper. The reigning champs making a statement. Nobody does it better than Bryce Cotton.
Oh, my. And he's jawing.
Here they go again. Casper's time. Back up against him. Double teamed.
God damn it.
Still good enough, Casper. Foul. And the bucket. That is crazy good. And the reigning champs, too good again. 113-106.
30 points for Cotton with 9 assists.
One of the best games of the season.
Yeah, Travel Star, as usual, just tell us your thoughts. Must be really pleased.
Yeah, I thought it was really gutsy win, especially how well they were shooting the ball in the first half. You know, that seems like everybody was shooting threes, and it was. We had to wrestle that momentum back, and I thought we did that just before half time. I think about 5 minutes. 5 minutes to go, then we, got it back to 2 points at half time. So we had built some momentum for the third quarter.
The Sydney Kings have today announced that their NBL Next star, Didi Lazada, has received the call-up that he was hoping for. Lazada will officially head back to the United States to play for the New Orleans Pelicans in the NBA.
And staying with NBL news, Australian basketball's next big thing also has an exciting announcement. Teenager Josh Giddey has officially nominated for this year's NBA draft.
Obviously, when we were still in that finals hunt, I wanted to be there with the guys and playing out the rest of the year. But when we lost on the weekend, it kind of put us out of finals contention, unfortunately. So, I talked with my agent, the club, Jeff and Grant, and we came to the collective decision that it was best for me to shut it down for the rest of the year and kind of just start preparing for the draft.
For us, whenever any next star gets into the NBA, that's a huge sign of success. That's what we're here to do. We're here to try to get these kids to make the NBA and fulfill their dreams.
To see that the NBL is now a legitimate pathway to get to the NBA speaks volumes for the work that the NBL have done over many, many years.
I guess you made a call playing the NBL rather than go through the college system. How happy are you with that decision?
At the time, for me, it was a tough choice, but looking back on it, it really shouldn't have been because, this has clearly developed me more and it's kind of, fast-tracked my development, playing against grown men in one of the best leagues in the world.
There's Giddey, 11, 6, and 8.
And I reckon the NBA scouts are looking at every stat as well. He is building.
The local Australian youth, this is an unbelievable opportunity. To think that a guy could potentially be Rookie of the Year in the NBA, and now you're a local Australian player and you get to take that same route as that player, but you get to stay home in your environment. For international players in general, it's a great opportunity, but for young Australians, this is special.
A year ago, I wouldn't have even pictured this. I was happy to just be on an NBL team, so yeah, it's crazy times and it's still surreal.
Hi, my name's Josh and I'm just about to nail a shot. 60 metres of skillage.
Get into the NBA, ever since I was little, I've, dreamed of it for a long time. And, when I was younger, I always got cut from the teams I wanted to make and I never made them. And growing up, I worked and eventually I got to a point where I was at the top of, my age group in the country. I was, one of the better players, and, it would have been easy to stop then and be satisfied, but, I always wanted to be an Olympic player and play in the NBA. They're the things that drive me, they still drive me to this day. I've been fortunate enough to have a good season here that it's kind of allowed me to just make the jump straight from the NBL to the NBA.
That's rebound number 10 for Giddey. Crocker with the assist.
There's the triple-double.
Josh Giddey, his first triple-double in the NBL.
The amount they played me and had trusted in me to kind of run the team was what's allowed me to be in that top 10 conversations.
Giddey, foul, count it!
There we go, fellas.
What a way to pick up your second straight triple-double.
Well done, young fella, well done.
The first Aussie to have back-to-back triple-doubles in NBL history.
He has played himself into a position where he is likely to be a top 10 NBA draft prospect.
And Giddey gets his third triple-double of the season. This kid's unbelievable.
We can do nothing but thank him for playing and choosing the NBL as his pathway to the NBA.
To some breaking news in the NBL. The Perth Wildcats have announced reigning league MVP Bryce Cotton has undergone emergency surgery. It's not yet known the extent of the injury and how many games he'll miss, and if he has any chance of returning to play in the Wildcats' finals campaign.
Some news that, as a Perth Wildcat fan in the Red Army, you're definitely pretty disappointed about it, but I think that everyone wants to see Bryce Cotton every single time.
It really throws a lot of things into disarray. And the huge question mark, will he indeed be ready to go for a semi-final series? So we are on Cotton watch right now as we head towards the end of the season.
I remember watching TV and I just felt a funny twinge in my thigh, and it had the sensation of a cramp because I couldn't move it at all. And once it lasted for about half hour to about an hour, they said, you need to go into the hospital. This isn't normal. So yeah, I was in for a big surprise after that. It's definitely difficult, but now I'm excited to see what these guys do because, it was a great team effort all year and we put ourselves in position to do the most fun part, and that's gear up for playoffs.
Well, we got playoffs start in 2 weeks, so obviously in the first final it'll be very, very doubtful. The longer it goes, the better chance we got. Being selfish, it's just bad timing at the end of the season. It didn't happen halfway through the season. We've got, another week to go for the regular season to finish and 2 weeks' time to the playoffs. So it's we're fighting against time on that part.
It's been difficult because obviously there's so much basketball to play. Played pretty much 95% of the season, and then it's like I'm out right when playoffs is at the front door. So I'm just excited that I'm off bed rest and I get to be somewhat a part of the game environment. So it'll be excited. It's playoff time, and I can't wait to see how the guys pan out.
I think it is very difficult for the Perth Wildcats to win an NBL title without Bryce Cotton. Any team that loses their best player, and in Bryce's case, not just the best player in the Perth Wildcats team, but the best player in the competition, it is impossible to replace a player of that significance.
I'm really confident in our team. It's obviously going to be the hardest thing we possibly do, without your, MVP in your lineup, but we're still capable. I think we're playing terrific team basketball, and it's going to be difficult, hard, but that's what championships are made of. You have to go through to get it. It's not handed to you, and it's going to be a great challenge for us.
Six months ago, if you had told me the Illawarra Hawks, who finished last season, would be playing in the finals this season, I would have said, you've got rocks in your head. Last season, the Illawarra Hawks had a season to forget. Trouble off the floor, won very few games on the floor. Yes, they had a shining moment for a while with LaMelo Ball, but their season was one that even the hardened Hawks fan would like to forget.
towards the end of the season. It had a kind of a sour flavour to it. Once you started losing games, it was hard to turn around, and I think that spiraled out of control.
The initial thing was like the Hawks weren't going to be around anymore, and so I was like, okay, well, what am I doing now?
Looking back 12 months, the future of the Illawarra Hawks was a little bit uncertain. The club had actually been put into voluntary administration by its previous owner, and everyone was waiting to see who was going to step up and make sure that the longest surviving club in NBL history continued on long into the future.
First and foremost, I'd like to thank Larry Kesselman and the NBL for trusting our direction and what we've planned to do for this club.
It wasn't even on the radar at the time, and partners Colangelo and Proctor, we started talking about this opportunity, and the more we spoke about it, the more it sort of made sense. It's the last foundation club dating back to 1979, so there's a lot of rich history.
When I walked in that door, there wasn't a basketball. The uniforms, the gear. I mean, we started with nothing. Every position virtually in the office, there's a new person there. Who's the manager? Where do these guys live? Everything's new. Media guy to the sales guy, it's all new. I've always been in the big, I've always, Melbourne, Sydney. I've never had a tough one in building it from scratch and selecting all 12 players.
The Illawarra Hawks have definitely had their challenges over the last few years, and they were always on the brink, and we were always worried about the club. So for us, it's a club that's been around for 40 years, and we're going to give them every chance to make it work.
For us, it's the end goal is trying to win a title. It might be a long shot in many people's eyes, but destiny is there, and we'll see where it goes for us.
Pretty important the fact that we have a team in our local city, in our local community, and how it's been around since the inception of the competition, which is a pretty important thing. It's something that we as a club hang our hat on, and particularly what we're celebrating today is the 20th anniversary of the championship that we won and what it meant to our town. So it's pretty important that we have a team here and continue to have a team here.
If you're going to be good, it's building the culture, and everybody talks about it, but I mean, we're talking, we're going to build a culture, we're going to start a new culture. No, I'm just saying, we're starting from scratch. And selling it to the community. It's what Wollongong is. It's what the franchise has been. It's been punched in the face so many times, but the ability to step up and keep moving forward. Our home games, the place can be electric. I definitely feel like they're enjoying the team because you can see it's in its embryonic stage. It's certainly like we haven't put a polished Melbourne on the floor yet, but you definitely, I think they're starting to relate.
They've started the season branded as the Hawks. There were aspirations to take this club to a broader geographical footprint, but it's been made very clear to us, I can tell you, they want the word Illawarra back in that name.
We fought hard to get the Illawarra name back, and now the Illawarra Hawks are in playoff contention, and that's just wonderful.
Such a region-proud team. We're the only foundation club left. To be able to have that Illawarra name, we're a regional place, just like Cairns. It's good to really show our pride in our regions.
It's been such a big turnaround from last year. It's been amazing.
This team is the one team left that has the original name, that were there since 1979. It's a powerful thing. It's a tradition.
We've always believed we were the Illawarra Hawks, so to officially have that now is an exciting chapter for us. We are the Illawarra Hawks now.
Have you met Graham before?
No, Dory.
Graham Sullivan.
How are you? Good, mate. You are? You are?
Nice to meet you. Friend Holly.
Dory, nice to meet you. What do you reckon? We're winning tonight or what?
I'm a little bit sceptical.
Oh, yeah? Why?
Well, it's second first. I think you're playing a tough team.
That's all right. For us to see the club where it is today and what we've been able to do in a 9-month period, to be here, win away out of the playoffs contention for us, it's an amazing achievement with the team that we've got here right now. Everyone's in agreement. We're winning by 11 tonight?
Yeah, tonight.
Okay.
Hello and welcome to the final round of NBL 21. Tonight, it's all about the Illawarra Hawks. Win and they're in. But standing in their way of a final spot, the reigning champions, the Perth Wildcats.
Coming from wooden spooners last year, only winning 5 games, to come back and be contenders this year is awesome, and we really want to be there.
We've been trying to take every one of these games one at a time, so hopefully for a good one tonight.
What we talked about the entire season is that we're a finals team. We need to make that spot, so hopefully we get that done tonight.
The more that you work at something, the more time you spend, the less you're willing to surrender. We've come all this way. We've put in all this work. It means a tremendous amount to take that next step and make the finals.
Second on the table, the Perth Wildcats here or there. Get through tonight and win. They go home on Friday, hosting Melbourne United to play for top spot.
Hey, whatever goes on tonight, we want to make sure the first 3 minutes we set the tone, all right? Nothing on the board. We've got great depth. I'm going to use the bench tonight. Everybody's on it.
All on the line for both the Illawarra Hawks and the Perth Wildcats. Harvey gets open early. First look, knocks it down. Blanchfield read the pass that was telegraphed. Travers lays it up, an 8-0 run for the Wildcats.
One big stop, everybody on the glass. Here we go.
Hawk, 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
Tyler Harvey doing everything that he can. That works to grab the lead back. Scores!
Next, I got Tyler Harvey. Tyler, that is a high-intensity game, a very playoff feel. What are you thinking out there?
You just called it, man. We're playing for our lives right now, so we'd be doing ourselves a disservice if we didn't come out here and play hard. They're a great team, man.
I love the way you're playing. It's just the point being the rebounding. Battle. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Big one. The big one. Here we go.
Norton bustling his way into the lane. Oh! Another foul called on the Hawks. That's 4 in the quarter already. That's a spanner in the works for Brian Goorjian. Their best defender will be anchored to the back of the bench with 4.
Play all year for this. Give them hell! Give them hell!
Froling gets past Magna. Den closes out on Wagstaff and got a hand on it. Harvey for the lead.
Told you my man ain't losing. You see him nodding his head. Punching in our ticket today.
8.8 seconds remaining. Mooney to win it. No! For the first time since 2017, the Illawarra Hawks are playoffs bound. 5 wins last season. The GOAT, Brian Goorjian, has done it again.
Thank you! Thank you! Yes!
Big move, this, and a lot of struggles, and a long season, and everything on the line tonight. Why do you come? Why do you do this again? These moments, a moment like this is something I'll never forget.
What this group has done in such a short time, and the team we've put together, to even get to the playoffs right now, we're just going to go with the ride. And right now, I'm just sort of, the emotions, I don't know what to say.
You know, we knew how important this game was, you know, not just for us, but for the city. Clinch a spot with still 1 game left is huge. And I thought we played our hardest we've ever played all year tonight. So I'm glad it worked out for us.
Whoa! Whoa! Yes! Yes! Let's go!
Good rebounding, brother. Blocks, huh?
A year of work. You've been great. Every single game. Hey, it's your time. Think about tonight, what we've done, what you've done to get here, and the pressure you've been under for the amount of time you've been under, and this was it. Hands in. Special! 1, 2, 3, 4! Yeah!
Oh, my Lord. I was fucking crying on the fucking side, man. The amount of relief.
Proud of you. For us getting to the playoffs, it's something I called from the start. We don't want to, we want to be a playoff contender. We're not here to make up numbers. And to talk about that back at the start 9 months ago and to being here right now and actually delivering on that promise with this team, it's not many people can do that. And for us to do that, it's just excitement. Speechless.
Unbelievable. No, seriously, thank you.
With the fucking team that we've got and what we've done and what you've achieved.
Just so fortunate and so happy right now and so relieved.
And I would not want to come here and play us. I promise you, we will bleed for you. I promise.
The surprise that tonight it happening here on this court against a team like Perth with the city behind the team right now, I can understand why he's got a little tear in his eye.
You can sit next to Coach.
Where's Coach?
He's on his way. I think it's finished the Boomers. Boomers Zoom. And when he gets going, man, he just keeps talking.
Sir. Yes.
I just got out of bed.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Nothing, man. Having a bit of a snack, a bit of a feed.
Yeah.
How's it all going? All good?
Yeah, good. Yeah, just we got Perth.
Yeah, man.
System, isn't it? They run. They're like the Spurs. They're like the Spurs for the shooters. Move the ball. They don't beat themselves.
Yeah.
Mooney's tough as hell on the block. They play hard.
They don't get rattled.
No.
You gotta be.
No.
You gotta play 48 minutes against that. You can't.
Yeah.
You mess up, it's over. We're a special team. I've never been around so many selfless people on a team, and everybody wants everybody to do well. So, I knew from day one that it wasn't gonna be easy. I mean, the road we had to take to get to the playoffs was crazy, but I think our confidence stays the same. I mean, we've been confident all year. That's why we're in the position that we're in. So now, it's time to really lock in on playoffs and, try to make some noise in that.
We've talked about this since day one, from the jump. We've worked so hard to get here, but I think more importantly, we don't want to just participate in this thing. We feel like we have a real shot. I'm really excited to go into battle with this group.
I mean, with Perth, they're not going to beat themselves. So you're going to have to play a full game and some against Perth. They don't make too many mistakes. But if we come out with the energy that we played against them last time, we put ourselves in position to, pull off that upset.
I'm just excited to see what these guys can do come playoff time because, we've got nothing to lose and the other teams have got something to lose. So we're going to go in there, the guns blazing.
Never been a season I've been involved in the game, player, coach for a zillion years where you've put as much into something as this. I think these playoffs are going to be war.
Norton to the rack straight away. Harvey's pass. A little erratic. Double team comes. Travis. Reverse! Shot. Mansfield buries that three. His second of the night. Steindl off the Magnate pick and roll. There he is underneath. The Wildcats are really starting to click into gear now.
Not fucking good enough on the defense. What is going on the second side? I mean, no one's even guarding. And the ball's on the 45. You're pinning the fuck out of it. Hey, are you tired? Do we got more? All right. You got second pick and roll, too.
That's the shot all the Hawkheads have been looking for. Brian Goorjian has been waiting for it.
Stay with it! Stay with it! Jesse, go, Jess! JB!
Oh, he kicks it out to Simon. Athletic spin and the finish. How about that from Justin Simon? What a play to finish off for the Illawarra Hawks.
Just nervous energy, but I thought we settled down. We're on the road, first game of the young team, and we're still in it.
Scored as many points as we would have liked to, but our defense kept us in the game.
Magnay charges into Deng. And that's a good defensive play. Simon gets the points to go.
Good job, Jay. Stay in the ball. Stop here, Tyler.
He's hungry to win it back, Perth, and they do. It's with Harvey. Crossing over on Norton. Drives all the way in. Justin Simon, what a play. Perth will get a look at it. They can win it or send it to overtime. Blanchfield, it's the toughest task in Australian basketball. Illawarra have taken down Perth in Perth.
Hawks, 1, 2, 3.
We didn't play great tonight. We didn't play a perfect game, but we stayed in it. We stayed in it. We got another one at home. That's the focus now, but I'm definitely proud. But I was proud coming in. Feel really good, really good. We talked about it all year, that if we get in, wouldn't want to play us. We're dangerous, and we see ourselves as having a chance.
Thanks, guys. Team looks good. Thanks, Isaac.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's Game 2 of the semi-final Series 2. The Illawarra Hawks claim the opening scalp. Will they book their spot in the grand final in straight sets, or will the Wildcats do what they do best? Rise to the occasion when their backs are up against the wall.
This is a series. It was great to get Game 1, but now the focus is to get this group mentally prepared for what's ahead tonight.
We know we had an opportunity and missed it the other night, so now it's our time to rectify it.
Now Blanchfield, his pass, errant. Harvey has Ogilvy for the opening bucket.
Strong with the ball, strong.
Harvey stepping out for 3.
Great job on the defense, man. Great job.
I understand that you're trying to be aggressive out there, but we're turning the ball over.
Pass stolen. Norton can lay it up.
Bit of contact there. Mitch Norton comes up very sore. This is a worry for the Perth Wildcats. Mitch Norton is in all sorts of pain.
It's out to Harvey. Big knockdown. The Hawks take a lead into halftime.
I like where this is. Just no easy baskets. Bench guys ready. We're moving body.
We're ready to go. Hey, this is not going to be easy, without a question. Okay, stay tight, stay together out there. Here we go. Come on. Come on, come on, come on.
They're a tough team. It's going to be a grind, man.
Almost came up with a steal on Norton.
Norton's not healthy. Clearly disrupted with that injury. He's going to have to come out of the game.
Come on!
Credit to him for trying. He knows how important this is, and he is to the team.
There's Luke Travers on the O-glass and put it back in.
Oh, my.
Harvey with the steal and the score.
And there's the first career double-double for Luke Travers, who's come up very ginger.
They cannot afford to lose Luke Travers.
White. Massive. The Red Army rejoice. They turn the tables on the Hawks, and they're headed home on Monday night.
I'm putting this one on me. It wasn't right. Offensively, what we were doing wasn't right, and that's on me. But I'm going to say this, if we want to go to the next one, all right, you guys are not communicating.
The guys just played with heart and passion. You know, that's a couple of guys down, 2 starters, our backcourt not there, so we had to reinvent some stuff, and, you know, the guys were outstanding. So proud of the guys, how they played.
Norton's in trouble, all right, and this thing's a series, all right? Nothing would be sweeter than to go over there and get Game 3, and we're capable. Hands in, head up, head up.
Hawks, 1, 2, 3.
Hawks.
The winner of tonight's game will book their spot in the 2021 NBL Grand Final Series. Finds Blanchfield. Tough knockdown in the corner.
Hey, we got a rebound. Press the ground. Finish the play. Finish them.
Harvey has picked up his 4th foul. Has got 1 foul to play with for the remainder of the game. The challenge is a monumental one for Illawarra to come to Perth and win game 3. It just got a lot harder due to Tyler Harvey's foul trouble.
Wow, fuck that.
Hey guys, this is a big quarter, this one, right? Big quarter. Stay what we're doing the fight. They're going to weather the storm. They're going to fight back here, okay? We got to weather the storm and execute. And there's going to be one team that breaks. Let's make sure it's next.
1, 2, 3. Foley, nice take. And the dunk on John Mooney.
Vinny! Stop the ball!
Pretty nice finish from Dan Greener.
No quit in us, baby. No quit in us. You guys aren't working hard enough. LT, you got Harvey on a fast break, dunking on his head. All right, fight for it. Nothing's changed, except you guys, and you're saying, I'll do it myself. That's the recipe for defeat. Come on, guys, come on. This is it. We got to throw everything at this. Yeah, no. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Go! D5!
Norton sees a path to the basket. Big move, big finish, big minutes.
We go!
Travers all the way. Oh, my. Travers is having a series to remember. It's party time at RAC Arena.
Good luck at the Olympics. Thanks, brother. Send us a medal. Thanks, me, brother. Great job. Win this thing. Great game, man. Great game. Great game. You were great, man. You were great.
We've got to be grateful for what we've overcome this season. So, yes, it's sad that we didn't make it through to the playoffs, to the finals. But look, that's life and that's sport, and this is what comes with it. And you got to take the highs and the lows.
You know, it hurts. We battle a lot with these guys throughout the year. We've been through a lot as a team this year. A lot of highs, a lot of lows. But we battled. Tonight just wasn't our night. We were right there. We're just gonna come up with it. These are my brothers, man, and that's what hurts the most is knowing that, I won't step on the court with. These guys, it's just that hurts the most. But I'm so proud of them.
This was a pretty special season. We had a chance to do one more step, but it was pretty special.
It was amazing. My heart was in my throat damn near the whole game, but to get a win like that in front of our home crowd, it's amazing to be going back to the grand finals.
Welcome to Semi-Final Series 1. The top of the table Melbourne United take on crosstown rivals the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. But with Victoria in lockdown, it's off to Sydney for this semi-final series.
Anytime you come to the end of the season and there's a cup on the line and you know what you've been fighting for all year and this is kind of the end of it, the emotions run a little high, and for us, we're confident in our abilities and excited just to get back out on the floor.
Landale opens the account for Melbourne United. And the Phoenix have got a Landale problem early.
Be fucking nice not to get punched in the mouth before we wake up. Jock goes up. Your sole role right now is to go and get a box out.
Look, you can't guard him one-on-one in the post. He's too good.
Here he is into the paint. Some more of that, please.
Chris Golding making him pay.
That got a massive problem here, the Phoenix.
Everything is going absolutely right on one side and completely wrong on the other.
Nine turnovers. What's king? What's king? Ball's king. Can't win without the ball in your hands. Kicking it around 9 times and a half's too much. Okay, and a lot of it was just going into dangerous places.
Hey, yo. These guys are about to throw some crazy defense at us. Maybe switch everything. They'll do some shit to try and junk this game up a little.
Plays into our hands. The more we can be solid with our defense, right? Just be solid and let them shoot themselves in the foot.
A good action from the Phoenix. Offensively, their opening possession.
Broke off. Back-to-back trebles.
Get his hands off.
got to get Chris's hands off him.
The offensive threats on the floor to get involved. They go down low to Landale.
Oh my goodness!
Hey! Hey!
Let me go, I'm good.
Hey, let it go. All right, we'll get him back next game.
Melbourne United make a statement in game 1 of their semi-final series. They smashed the Phoenix.
We weren't ready game 1. That's a lesson for all of us. So I'm not going to stand here behind someone else. I'm going to stand at the front of the line and say, we're better than you. We're going to challenge you. But to try and beat a team like that, mate, you've got to try and use as many angles as possible. We can't be quiet in the corner and be that little kid that says, oh, I don't want any trouble, mate. We've got to stand up and maybe think we're a bit bigger than we are and challenge them.
It's game 2 of the semi-final series 1. Can the Phoenix rise after their Friday night loss and get the better of the best team all season?
No more excuses. There's no more coming back the next day and saying, fuck, all right, we've got it next time. It has to be tonight. It has to be tonight. It's got to be the first play. It's got to be the play after and every play in between to the last play. Everyone, both sides of the ball, be fucking solid.
Geez, playoff basketball, things can turn quickly, but I think Melbourne United get it done.
Corey?
Melbourne get it done.
That seems to be the popular consensus. Straight down to Mitch Creek.
Well, they made their intentions known there, didn't they, the Phoenix?
Golding pulling up, got it. Takes it at Landale, draws a foul.
Are they able to put more pressure on Landale, get that second foul, get him off the floor?
Foul, Phoenix ball. Now Melbourne have got an issue.
A huge opportunity for the Phoenix to take advantage of.
Sykes for 3. There's the lead.
Difference between, I've already seen more effective offense than we did in 40 minutes last game. It's all about our setups. You're doing a hell of a job.
Shooters all over the floor right now. Wentzel at Landale, and that will be the 3rd foul. There's Hobson picking up right from where he left off in game 1.
6 minutes.
Sykes. Wentzel. In 1. At halftime on Friday, the lead was 20. Fast forward 48 hours, and the lead is just 4. Melbourne 50, Southeast Melbourne 46 at the main break.
Tough, tight contest.
Yeah, no, I love the work on the boards. We're fighting hard. You know, we've given up a couple, but we're fighting. Okay, that's what we ask. As long as we keep battling, you know, 1 or 2 will go their way, but I love the battle right now. It's good. Imiani, you're having a fucking great game. Continue to work hard down there. Don't be intimidated by him at all. You got your buckets down there. You just go draw that 4th on him. Let's continue with it. Hey, 3rd quarter. 3rd quarter. Relentless. Go.
There's Peatling. Nice hustle play, and Landale with the jam.
Hey!
Challenge it. Mitch Creek and Jock Landale.
Jock, walk away. What? Hello!
Offensive foul. Jock Landale's 4th. Mitch Creek has made it a priority to take on Jock Landale. Sykes.
My goodness.
Crossing over. Oh,
my goodness. Liam is out of his chair.
Oh! Black 65, hands foul. Hey, have a look at the fucking
Bingo,
score.
interest.
Hey! We'll see you game 3. You good? Yeah, we will.
They're not going down without a fight. Southeast Melbourne Phoenix, after being obliterated first up, win game 2 and force it to game 3 on Tuesday. 90-79 the final score.
In the first game, we got smacked in the mouth and we were taking backward step. You watch the film and every time we were backwards. This time we punched them in the mouth, and to get our first win in a final series is fantastic, but as I said, it really doesn't mean shit. It's 1-1. They're a fantastic team. They're going to bounce back, and we expect game 3 to be a war.
It's Game 3 of Semi-Final Series 1. Who goes through, who goes home? It's the Phoenix against United. The winner tonight will face the Perth Wildcats in the Grand Final Series. It's all on the line.
On a string defensively, we weren't the best defensive team in the league like we've proved to be. I was furious. 2 rough nights, clear mind today and ready to roll into this one.
It doesn't get better than this. 2 Melbourne teams, our second year in the league, to be playing in a game like this, you know, a do-or-die final to get into a grand final. This is what it's all about.
Someone gets in the way, they're a casualty. We're running straight lines. Count 3 is going to be hard work. 1, 2, 3. Hard work.
It's been a hell of a series so far.
Use it, use it, use it.
Keep going. Working over McDaniel. Creek straight at Pegling once more.
Nice job.
What about that? They've given United something to think about straight away. It's quarter time at Kudos Bank Arena.
Foul calls, fuck it. We got bigger things to worry about right now. Let's get our heads back into a fucking huddle, talk about the next shit.
Adnan works together with Moore, who takes it at Landale.
Find it! Our kids!
Jock Landale said, hold on now. Golding, what a pass for Illawarra.
Wow, they're rolling all of a sudden.
United try and get it back within single figures. McCarron. And United storm back after trailing by nearly 20. Have got it back to 5 the difference at the main break.
Whole second quarter, they were hanging on by a fucking thread. Yep. They were so close to breaking. Yep. We keep that intensity the whole fucking game, they'll give up. Keep playing together.
20 minutes, we can lock in. Count 3's hard work. 1, 2, 3.
Sykes again trying to be active, denied by Landale. This game is changing in a dramatic way.
We'll see how this plays out because Melbourne United have brought the energy.
8 minutes. We've peeled off 19 points. Stay with it. Push at him. You see him right now? He's gassed.
Hobson quickly to the other end.
Guys, it's a fucking bloodbath now. We got to play through everything.
Glidden got a piece of the Goldings 3 ball.
Get ready to weather a storm.
10 minutes.
Come on,
10 minutes for the season.
Come on.
Liartha goes down. Illawarra goes up. United's biggest lead of the game.
So the emotion right now is we got a chance to win a championship. That's what we want to be there every year, and 3 out of the 4 years we've had a chance to do it. We need to capitalise on this one.
One thing coming out of this is we gave ourselves every chance.
You know, you look these guys in the eyes after the game, had our eyes a little higher up than just a semi-final. I don't care if it's Melbourne United or it didn't matter. We were chasing a championship and we failed, and we've got to be able to process that.
Yes, he's hard. He got 16, 17 down. Fuck. Hell.
That's what we do.
Come back.
That's what we do. We love standing behind. We just wanted to make it interesting.
After what happened in Game 2, we manned up in video, we talked through it, a lot of stuff. Everyone wasn't, you know, no one was great last game. We were better today, but my God, the Phoenix just came out cooking. Great job by them, great job by our guys to keep our head and reel it back.
These first 2 games in Perth are going to be no fucking joke. They're down bodies, but we got to show up and take those things off. Let's go.
Yeah.
Mercy.
It's this thumb.
Just eyeball on each other.
Playoffs, it sounds cliche, but it's a different season. What happened in the regular season doesn't really count. The intensity goes up. You know, possession means a whole lot more. So just enjoy it, do your role. Nothing really changes in terms of what you got to do.
You know what you're going to get when you play the Wildcats at RAC Arena. It's a tough game. As Jesse said, they value possession. They hang their hats on defense. I think Jock said it's going to be a dogfight. They expect that. We expect that. I'm looking forward to a really good series of basketball.
Grand final win would keep the trophy in their possession and also mark an historic three-peat.
To do so, Perth must beat the top seed United without the competition's best player, Bryce Cotton.
Are you going straight face?
Yeah, but I'm going to smile, man.
Yeah. I'll straight face.
After a season like no other, we get to the grand final series and we've got Melbourne United taking on a wounded Perth Wildcats without their leader and superstar and Bryce Cotton. Melbourne United go into it as the unbackable favourites.
Hello and welcome to Game 1 of the 2021 Grand Final Series. Perth playing host to Melbourne at RAC Arena. There's no doubt about it, the Perth Wildcats and Melbourne United have been the best two teams all season long.
To finish the season on a 28-day kind of road trip has, been a test to the boys, the resilience that they've shown. And
exciting times, especially for me individually, and I've never been to a Grand Final Series before, so it's obviously going to be a packed-out arena tonight, and it's going to be full, and they come out and support us, give us everything they've got, so we're going to be able to reciprocate that on the floor and give them everything we've got. It's definitely an advantage. I played against the Red Army for 10 years, and got booed for it, so it's nice to be on the other side of the fence and play for them.
Game 1 in Perth, everyone will be nervous, everyone will be hyped. A lot riding on this game, and yeah, it's going to be tough through and through.
It's going to be tough enough to beat Melbourne 3 times to win the series, let alone having to beat them twice in Melbourne if they drop a game here in Perth. So it's huge, and for Melbourne, they're coming in full of confidence, which they deserve to be after being minor premiers.
Well, it's going to be tough, isn't it? I saw Melbourne the other night, and they were a little bit shaky, I thought. I think Landale holds the key to the game, so we'll watch that with interest. But certainly, they shouldn't be overawed by playing in a grand final. That's one thing we know.
Big news for NBL team, the Perth Wildcats. Their championship hopes have taken another hit today.
Travers has been ruled out of tonight's grand final game 1 just hours before tip-off, joining MVP Bryce Cotton on the sidelines.
This game is going to be fucking hard. Every possession, every lead that you make, it's going to be difficult and it's going to be contested. Reward yourself for the opportunity, for all the sacrifices that you've made to go out and play your best basketball.
Time's up, guys. We got tested in a semi-final. We got tested big time about our character of the team. Do we believe in what we do? Man down, next man up mentality. 8 points down, third quarter. We're hurt. We didn't have belief, we wouldn't have got the win. We didn't stay together, we wouldn't have got the win. That's the toughness that we got to see out of the floor.
It's an incredible atmosphere already. The Wildcats know Luke Travers. We knew there'd be no Bryce Cotton. They're going to need each and every one of the Red Army to back them tonight to try and get them over the line against the best team in the league.
Golding, top of the key. You couldn't ask for a better start. And Will Magnay follows up with a tip down.
Huge play.
Hey, just be careful going for that blocked shot. You got Peatling right behind you, cleaning up.
To be honest, I think we're lucky we're only down 4 points. Gave some of their best shooters some wide open looks and didn't get hurt as bad as we should have. So a pretty poor half by us.
Offensively, some really good looks down the back end, okay? Got them down the back end, spread the court, we can go into the shakes, spread it out wide. Guys, we've had some great looks, just haven't dropped. Absolutely brilliant looks, just haven't dropped. Keep shooting those ones. Now, we talked about this, it's 40 minutes, isn't it? It's 40 minutes of doing that, it's a grind. It's 40 minutes, 40 minutes, 40 minutes. Keep being aggressive.
They're trying to jump into you. Just stay solid and be up and contest from the side. Remember, you're dribbling back uphill, and we're looking at that double drag going to the, or double punch going towards the baseline as well.
We're setting solid picks now. They're going to be looking for shit.
The Wildcats have injury concerns. Melbourne United have the luxury of starting those two men who caught fire in that third quarter.
Are you guys good? Yeah. I'm not moving you right now. You all look pretty good. Let's go.
4-point game. Unbelievable, the Wildcats still in this.
Chili, go get hot. Lock this one up.
Under a minute to play. United lead this one by 3. Passes an errant one. Mooney puts the ball on the floor. Time expiring. Wagstaff
Great job. Nuts that shit up. Nuts that shit
To
up.
get a win on them at Perth for the third time in a row this season is fantastic, but we got to do it again.
Fucking turn our attention right now. We're going to look at what we can do better, and we've got to be better, because they'll be better again, right? It doesn't matter who fucking plays. They're going to be better again. We want to fucking leave here with 2 wins.
Yeah.
You know? Like, get the fuck home with 2 wins.
I love how we played. It was you know, Wildcats were playing tough, we're playing hard. It's just those things wouldn't drop for us. I love how you played, okay? I love how you played. You played your hearts out, you played team basketball, you played tough. Then it comes down to possessions. We've got to regroup now, okay? Focus in, recovery is very important, okay? We regroup, come back tomorrow, but I want to keep that ending. Guys, we outscored them for 3 quarters. Okay, third quarter, we didn't have that tempo. Last quarter, we did. We've got to get that tempo 40 minutes. We said that 40-minute game. Here we go.
Here goes on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Let's go.
So United, do they head home 2-0 up in the series? Or will the Wildcats have their say on proceedings? Magnay, happy to pull up. Hands up who had Magnay for 3 as the first bucket in the game.
Good energy. Good energy.
What a start for the Wildcats.
Oh, that's your wake-up call right now. They're picking up all the loose balls for shouldering. Go. We go. Let's get stuck. Talk to Barlow about ghosting too.
Come on now. Concentration. Circle 2 when we're getting the ball. They're putting pressure in. Don't crap in the corner.
That one doesn't drop. Bummer from halfway. Got
To end the half. We got pushed out of our stuff a little bit too much, and it's a physical game, so we have to be able to use that against them and just control our tempers. I think a couple guys got too caught up in the foul call, and then we just need to ignore that and just get on with the job.
The loose ball rebound is, was massive in the first game. I feel like they're winning those ones right now. So whoever can tidy up that area, and again, whoever can play without fouling, the foul line's been a bit of a factor in this game as well.
Guys, I love our energy. You just got to clean up those little things. Playing smart, playing to our scout. One shot down there, we get the ball back out. Hey, try to get some transition and go for it.
That half-court shot is a fucking deflator. Yes, you have to make some of those at the end of shot clocks, because that's what you end up with. But keep attacking early in the shot clock. Let's be first to the bonus this time. All right, fucking go. Come on, boys.
United certainly fought their way back into that second quarter after finding themselves 10 points down at quarter time.
Jesus! Keep on saying our same plan. Ball reversal, get Jock in pick and rolls. Okay, let's work off that. Maybe a thumb action will look good. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3.
surge of momentum. Now going the home team's way.
That was a great settler, all right? Even though we did, they dropped off that part and things like that. That was a great settler. Throw it in there. Hot, that was a great cut.
Perth led by 10 earlier in the game, but it's now Melbourne 10 up. They find themselves up against it right now. Blanchfield. That pulse just got a little stronger off that miss. Melbourne once again negotiate a tough Perth Wildcats outfit. 2-0 up in the series, and they head home to Melbourne for Game 3 with one hand on the trophy.
Joe takes an injury, Chris has foul trouble, and we see Bubba, really step up. We see Barlow play a lot more tonight, and so those contributions are massive. I think we won 8 out of 10 games on the road, lost a double overtime game, so absolutely proud of these boys, what they did.
Talking about the Wildcats, they came out tonight and started really hot and were making shots, and I expect them to do that every single game. I know lots of people expect them to get ran over. I just don't think it's going to happen. They play too hard for that, so we're expecting another battle for Game 3.
Okay, let's not get too far in front of ourselves. Right? Again, we played a bit hard. We weren't on point in a number of areas, and they hurt us. A good team hurt you. It's tough. It's going to be tough without question. It's going to be tough. But what we can control is just the next game. And what we can control is the next quarter. Okay? And you've got to take one step at a time.
Yeah, good time, fellas.
Right.
Red Dogs on 3, 1, 2, 3. Red Dogs.
Melbourne United went into the final series as the unbackable favourite, but I don't think anyone expected them to come away with a sweep of the Perth Wildcats in RAC Arena in front of the Red Army. Even without Bryce Cotton, we just thought that somehow or other Trevor Gleeson was going to be able to get a win. But now coming back to have 3 goes at it on their home deck, it looks like a hill too high to climb for the Perth Wildcats.
I'm always, before big games like this, feeling a little nervous. But that just kind of heightens my awareness and if anything, subconsciously calms me knowing that when you know the ball is tipped and we're ready to go, I'll be wired, I'll be focused, all of that. So these nerves are just, for me, a good reminder that it's time to play in a massive game, and I'll be ready to do so when the time comes. If we don't win, there's always another game. And some people might think like that, and I hope they don't, because all that does is just, it takes that foot off the gas a little bit. And I'm treating this like Perth is up 2-0. You know, even though we're up 2-0, the tides can turn in a flash, and I'm not willing to let it get that way. And I know a lot of the guys on the team aren't either. You know, we shouldn't feel a sense of relief or comfort with what we've done so far. It should be, hey, this is another do or die game. This thing's sudden death, and I know that the guys will come in with that sense of urgency, and that's where our minds need to be, and nothing but that. This is what you live for as an athlete, and sure as hell know that I'm going to give it my all and make sure that I leave no stones unturned out on this court tonight.
After 11 games on the road, Melbourne United are finally back home at John Cain Arena. Tonight, they have the opportunity to cap off a season like no other with a clean sweep of the Hungry Jacks NBL Grand Final Series. But standing in their way is a team that never says die.
You know, we realize the situation that we're in, down 2-0, but you know, we got to worry about this one game series that we have right now, and that's the only thing on our mind.
We're built on defence. Our defence is our DNA, so if we can get up and in, create some pressure on them and put them on the back foot, and that'll go a long way to winning the game.
Leave it on the floor. Here we go. It's just something. No.
We've tried not to oversell this one being any more important than any other playoff game.
It definitely feels good to be back out. It doesn't matter who's playing for them, who's not playing. They're a championship caliber team, and if we don't play our best basketball, they will, and then we're going to find ourselves on the wrong end of the result.
Yeah, I didn't think I would feel as nervous as I do, but it's been a pretty emotional ride for Melbourne United. 11 months ago, there was 4 players had COVID. The rhythm of this city is built on its sport, and it's lost so much over the last year. And nights like tonight,
once again,
we bring a community together and take
making sure we stay COVID safe tonight.
Wasn't sure that we'd get this opportunity in the finals. Only allowed 5,000. We got 5,000 in a matter of minutes, so pretty special.
It's been a fantastic grand final series so far. 3 points in game 1, 9 points in game 2. If those two are anything to go by, we are set for a belter tonight.
It's the team tonight that continues to do those selfless acts continually, more often than the other team, and that will give you an opportunity to go ahead and walk out of here a fucking champion. Let's go.
Let's go. Okay, give everything you got out on the floor. Do everything for your mate. Okay, that's the reason why you're here today playing for a finals, because you're mate. Okay, we do that, we'll win the game.
And United fans are in the house to potentially see them win their second title in 4 seasons. It's been the trend all grand final series that Chris Golding has been splashing from outside.
Let's start chipping away. We need subs down here. Come on now, guys. Come on. Little things keep chipping away. Persevere. Come on, persevere. Hey, bro, discipline. Guys shift over and we're straight into action. All right? We're a little bit
42-39. But this Wildcats team, Corey, they are in for a fight yet again.
We're walking wounded out there, and we're just playing with heart, grit, determination, playing for our teammates. Love it.
I mean, Perth got in us, took us out of our stuff, got offensive rebounds, we didn't get stops. Simple as that.
Just keep being aggressive, Tommy. Love it. Getting up there, the left hand, we tapped out. Nordo got a couple offensive rebounds. Whitey got some good looks. Basketball guys looked after you on that one. Everybody has to feel a little bit extra, okay? Because you're right there. I love how we're playing.
1, 2, 3.
Red Hawks. Been disappointed with ourselves. You know, they're killing us on the glass, and credit to them, they're doing that well. But we need to be at a better standard to win this game.
We saw how easily we can get through the foul line. We can fucking get downhill. It's then just about moving to space and finding each other with good passes.
I don't think there's too many actions to say, fuck, that thing's killing us right now. I think when you guys are locked into your routes and fucking getting through with Tony, supporting each other, talking, we're doing a good job, you're sitting down in the post, let's just fucking clean up the boards right now. 20 fucking minutes. Come on.
Enormous from Scotty Hobson. Buries the three ball on the three-quarter time siren.
All in on the stop clock. Here you go. You can have some slips on the rim, sir.
Melbourne by 3. Shot clock now at 7. Barlow with his feet set wants to access Landale, who have to shoot quickly. Jock Landale, the dominant big man in this grand final series. Time now a problem for Perth. Melbourne fans on their feet. Perth play for the steal. That's off the leg of Landale. High drama at John Cain Arena. 13 and a half seconds. They look for a quick score. Travers takes it at McCarron. Got it into Landale, only just. Bubba puts the icing on top of the cake. Melbourne United have been on top of the table for all but 4 rounds. They've been the benchmark all season long, and they are the NBL 21 champions.
I'm just so happy to have won a championship with these boys especially. We have so many guys that went through so much this year. The city of Melbourne went through so much this year. And it's just a great feeling to come out on top.
So many guys on this team. They came to Melbourne to try and win a championship. They sacrificed so much. It's all for this moment. We spoke about that through the week. I'm so happy, man. I'm so happy for these guys. Oh, man, I can't wait to party.
It's my absolute pleasure to announce the Larry Sengstock medalist for Finals MVP, Jock Landale.
It's one thing to build a championship team. It's another to be the champions. And Melbourne United are the NBL 21 champions, sweeping Perth 3-0.
No, it's a credit to the guys. You know, we were really stretched thin, so not taking any credit away from Melbourne. They deserved it, and you know, we'll just go back and rest up and ready to go again. You know, we've got a great group. So proud of the group, showing the grit, determination, and fighting this thing and never quitting. So yeah, I'm really proud of the boys. It's a lot easier to know that you didn't take any shortcuts. You gave everything you got, and that's the day you got to shake a man's hand and say well done and move on. All right, cheers, man.
Amazing sacrifices from every one of you. Everyone's going to remember this championship for a long, long time.
Winning a championship is never easy. No matter the situation, no matter how the teams stack up against each other, it's always a grind. And throughout the year, we've had so many ups and downs, so many injuries, guys in and out, people changing roles. I mean, to see it all come together and result in this right here is what makes this the best feeling in the world. There was times where I was shocked with just how mature I'd become in not worrying too much about what other people were saying, the stats, the this, the that, and instead just like locking in on winning. And like that surprised me, because in previous years it had been, you know, about pushing my own, you know, envelope and making it about me, and this year wasn't about that. It was just about winning. It was so pure. The game was so pure for me. And that's what made it so enjoyable. That's what made it the best basketball experience I've had as a professional. Having my family here, having friends here, having my girlfriend here, it's like I've never had the opportunity. I've won championships before, but I've never won it like that and had this support cast around me. So to be able to embrace them after the game and just really wrap myself up in that emotion that is sharing it with someone else is just fantastic. There's a lot still left. Olympic team, medaling at Olympics, NBA team. I feel like I'm only scratching the surface of my personal achievements and my skill level and all of that. So like I'll enjoy tonight, I'll have a good time, but I don't feel satisfied with just this. Like it's on to the next thing now. Like if you sit back and if you be too satisfied with what you've done, you won't keep going forward. And I'm so young in my career, I have so much more to accomplish. I have full confidence that I can go in and contribute to an NBA team, but so much of it is luck. Like it depends. There are only a certain number of spots in an NBA league, and I don't see how it doesn't happen. And when the time comes, and I know it will come, I'll be ready to roll. But if it doesn't, we just figure out what the next thing is and we keep going forward. Hell of a year. Hell of a year.
This has been an extraordinary season, and one that all we should look back on and be proud of. For what the teams and the players have had to do just to simply to get through the season is nothing short of a miracle. And through that, what amazing stories we've been able to see.
After everything that COVID threw at us this season, we still got through it unharmed. And to be perfectly honest, I think it just shows the momentum of this league and of this sport here in Australia.
Super proud of everyone, the players, the teams, the owners, and obviously all of the NBL teams. So pride is the way I feel at the end of the season, and relief.
Yeah. I try to tell you, you ain't ready. Have you ever seen a man not afraid to die? Gave his life for a dream. Born hustler, so the game conceived. A caged beast, but now I'm free. How can you blame me? I was born for this, the game chose me. Now I've been training for this my whole life. Carpe diem, seize the moment, right. We gon' turn up and rock plenty ice. This is our time.
The Oklahoma City Thunder select Josh Giddey from Melbourne, Australia, and the NBA Global Academy in Canberra, Australia.
And pour out a little bit for those who ain't with us. Ready. I don't get ready, I stay ready. Cause the consequences is heavy. My man D said he would never quit. Even though the thing's heavy, we push like a 7-7 Chevy. Boys ready. My whole clique since 06 was on the bottom, now we running this. Grind hard when the load gets heavy. The money was slow, but now it's steady. You boys is not You ready. Boys don't want it with us, so stop lying. Show me a dude can, I show you a boy dying. I ain't lying. We are self-built, self-made, self-sustained, self-seekers, selfish
yo, I'm trying to get paid. My goons do it in the rain. To be clear, we are not the same. You were born, I was made. You'll spend forever in the grave. We've already spent many moons sipping cool drinks in the shade. Picture me on a stage with 50,000 fans in a riot, and a frenzy don't cost me, boy. We got a sick and twisted way of coming at you every day until you see it our way. I'm glad we can see eye to eye before somebody had to die. Please don't cry. It's occasionally necessary to push a dude over the ledge so he can come to his head and know that he's not right. When the load gets heavy, the money was slow.